Michael's death, Latoya went to his home, where she found an intravenous drip stand beside the bed Jackson had been in, and oxygen canisters lining the walls. She has been accused of taking cash, jewelry, and other personal possessions, a charge she denies. She says her brother usually kept millions in cash and jewelry at his house, but it was nowhere to be found. She believes it was stolen.
I didn't get to the house until, I think it was 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. So that entire day went by, it was over 12 hours. Michael's house was like it was ransacked when we got there. I said, who did this? And I asked security, I said, who did this? And he goes,
Latoya has also been accused of taking computer hard drives from her brother's home containing more than 100 unreleased Michael Jackson songs.
no, I did not take Michael's hard drive.
Who has these unreleased songs?
I don't know.
You took no personal possessions, you took no jewelry, you took no money?
No.
Do you think it was just a horrible mistake made by this one doctor, or do you think it was something else?
You know, it's really, really difficult to say, and at the same time, actually, they're still investigating it, so I can't really go into detail as far as that is concerned, of course.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions, and you can answer as much as you're able to.
Sure.
The report that there was a chunk of money missing right after his death, where is that?
I don't know if there was money missing after his death. I have no idea. This is what was said. Whether it was or not, who knows? I don't know.
I was at my house in New York. You know, another day, another morning, and I get a call.
It was her assistant who told her that Michael had collapsed.
And so your brother's been taken to the hospital. It's on CNN right now.
Breaking news. But you said that you learned of Michael's death while you were filming in Atlanta for Tyler Perry's other movie, Why Did I Get Married Too?
They were already shooting. I hadn't started shooting just yet, but I was supposed to start in a few days. And I was at home in New York when I learned of my brother's passing.
How'd you learn?
I got a call, and there was something on TV, on CNN.
The first day of shooting, she was flying in to come to work, and she was on her way to wardrobe, actually. We were shooting in the airport. There were 500 extras there, and something happened in the room. I'm in the scene. I don't know what happened, but I feel the energy drained out of the room. Just with all of these people, I'm like, what's going on? So they pull me aside. They say that Michael had been rushed to the hospital. So I immediately tried to call her, and then they tell me that she was, then they tell me that he was in a coma, and then 5 minutes later, CNN had reported that he died. The first day of shooting, she was flying in to come to work.
They were already shooting. I hadn't started shooting just yet, but I was supposed to start in a few days.
Because you lost your brother during the filming of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, Michael,
Yes.
who we love dearly. We absolutely love Michael dearly. Yeah. It was, you were on your way flying in from New York to come to work at wardrobe,
Yes.
and when you got the call.
Yes, I was in New York when I found out.
Yeah.
LaToya, you signed the death certificate.
Yes, I did. The doctor wouldn't sign it.
Dr. Conrad Murray would not sign
He
the death
wouldn't sign it.
certificate?
No.
Did you find that strange?
Everyone did.
Did you ever consult with or request Dr. Murray to sign a death certificate?
No. Mr. Jackson was my patient, and I didn't really have an explanation for why he was dead.
Okay.
And it therefore, in my mind, was a coroner's case.
When you say it was a coroner's case, you mean that it will be referenced to the coroner's office for an autopsy and investigation?
Correct.
Okay. So you never asked Dr. Murray to sign any death certificate?
No. I did not have a conversation with Dr. Murray about the death certificate, no. At the time Mr. Jackson was my patient, he had been dead for some time.
As Michael Jackson was rushed to UCLA Medical Center, paramedics could not revive him. But there are new claims that emergency room doctors were able to restart Jackson's heart and restore a faint pulse for several minutes.
There were reports that he had a heartbeat, and that's true. But the problem is that Michael was long gone.
As you sit here now, what is your best estimate as to the time of death, Michael Jackson?
I don't know when his actual time of death was. I know the pronouncement I made based on the information I had at the time I was involved in the radio call.
You wouldn't authorize a call to be made if you thought there was any chance of saving an individual, would you?
No.
So at 12:57, you knew in this case nothing could be done.
Based on the information I had, I felt a pronouncement of death in the field was appropriate at that time, yes.
Okay.
time Mr. Jackson was my patient, he already had been dead for some time.
LaToya lived right down the street from him, did she not? And so she obviously had been over the house. So LaToya must have had some knowledge of what was happening. You can't go over the house at night and not know that something's happening. You meet this strange doctor there.